Hello mga kakakoy natin dyan. Magandang umaga ulit. Okay, sabihin na natin, magandang buhay sa inyong lahat mga kakakoy natin. Nandito naman ako sa inyo ngayon para i-share sa inyo yung mga nabasa ko dito sa site na ito na theconversations.com. Ito po yung coronavirus 10 reasons why you ought not to panic. In Tagalog, 10 rason o dahilan na kung bakit dapat hindi ka magpanik. Kaya dyan lang kayo at maghintay at babasahin ko sa inyo ito. Number 1. We know what it is. The first cases of AIDS were described in June 1981 and took more than 2 years to identify the virus HIV causing the disease. With COVID-19, the first case of severe pneumonia were reported in China on December 31, 2019. And by January 7, the virus had already been identified. The genome was available on the day 10. We already know that it is a new coronavirus from group 2B of the same family as SARS, which we have called SARS-CoV-2. The disease is called COVID-19. It is thought to be related to coronavirus from bats. Genetic analysis have confirmed it has a recent natural origin between the end of November and the beginning of December, and that although viruses live by mutating, its mutations rate may not be very high. Number 2. Since January 13, a test to detect the virus had been available. We know how to detect the virus. Number 3. The situation is improving in China. The strong control and isolation measures imposed by China are paying off. For several weeks now, the number of cases diagnosed every day is decreasing. A very detailed epidemiological follow-up is being carried out in other countries. Outbreaks are very specific to areas, which can allow them to be controlled more easily. Number 4. 80% of cases are mild. The disease causes no symptoms or is mild in 81% of cases. Of course, in 14%, it can cause severe pneumonia, and in 5%, it can become critical or even fatal. It is still unclear what the death rate may be, but it could be lower than some estimates so far. Number 5. People recover. Much of the reported data relates the increase in the number of confirmed cases and the number of deaths, but most infected people are cured. There are 13 times more cured cases than deaths, and that proportion is increasing. Number 6. Symptoms appear mild in children. Only 3% of cases occur in people under 20, and mortality under 40 is only 0.2%. Symptoms are mild in children, it can go unnoticed. Number 7, the virus can be wiped clean. The virus can be effectively inactivated from surface with a solution of ethanol, 62 to 71% alcohol, hydrogen peroxide, 0.5 hydrogen peroxide, or sodium hypochlorite, 0.1 bleach. In just 1 minute. Frequently, hand washing with soap and water is the most effective way to avoid contagion. Number 8. Science is on it globally. It is the age of international science cooperations. After just over a month, 164 articles could be accessed in PubMed on COVID-19 or SARS-CoV-2, as well as many others available in repositories of articles not yet reviewed. They are preliminary work on vaccines, treatments, epidemiology, genetics and phylogeny, diagnosis, clinical aspects, etc. These articles, written by some 700 authors distributed throughout the planet. It is cooperative science, shared and open. In 2003, with SARS epidemic, it took more than a year to reach less than half of number of articles. In addition, most scientific journals have left their publications as open access on the subject of coronaviruses. Number 9, there are already vaccine prototypes. Our ability to design the new vaccines is spectacular. There are already more than 8 projects underway seeking a vaccine against the new coronavirus. There are groups that work on vaccination projects against similar viruses. The vaccine group of the University of Queensland in Australia has announced it is already working on a prototype using the technique called molecular clamp, a novel technology. This is just one example that could allow vaccine production in record time. Prototypes may be soon tested on humans. Antiviral trials are underway. Number 10. Vaccines are preventive right now. The treatment of people who are already sick is important. There are already more than 80 clinical trials analyzing coronavirus treatments. These are antivirals that have been used for the infections, which are already approved and that we know are safe. One of those that has already been tested in humans is remdesivir, a broad-spectrum antiviral still under study, which had been tested against Ebola and SARS or MERS. Another candidate of chloroquine and anti-malarial that has also been to have potent antiviral activity. It is known that chloroquine blocks viral infection by increasing the pH of the indusome, which is needed for the fusion of the virus with the cell, thus inhibiting its entry. It has been demonstrated that its compound blocks the new coronavirus in vitro and it's already being used in patients with coronavirus pneumonia. Other proposed trials are based on the use of oseltamivir, which is used against the influence of viruses, interferon 1b protein and antiviral functions. Antisera from the people who recovered or monoclonal antibodies to neutralize the virus. New therapies have been proposed with inhibitory substances such as baricitinib selected by artificial intelligence. The 1918 flu pandemic caused more than 25 million deaths in less than 25 weeks. Could something similar happen now? Probably not. We have never been better prepared to fight a pandemic. And that's all mga kakakoy. At yun mga kakakoy, sana may napulot kayong mga kahit konting kaalaman o mga kaalaman sa mga aking binasa na kahit ako'y nabubulol sa kakabasa ng English na yan. At sana may tulong ito sa inyo at maging aware na kayo sa gagawin nyo sa pang-araw-araw para makaiwas tayo dyan sa coronavirus or COVID-19. Hop! Sandali lang. May nakalimutan akong sabihin mga kakakoy natin dyan, mga tropa. Huwag niyong kakalimutan na mag-click ng subscribe sa aking YouTube channel. At huwag niyo rin kakalimutan i-click yung notification bell para ma-update kayo sa aking mga latest uploads at mga vlog ko na mga gagawin ko pa lang sa kauna-unahan sa buhay ko. Mga kakoy, ingat parate. Salamat.